saying, but they know every line. What makes us think then that they become such learning disabilities when they get to school?
But Charles Murray, author of The Bell Curve, says claims like Marva's begin to fade when hard questions are asked about her graduates' achievements. No hard evidence of success, he says.
I never had any idea that Murray was seeking hard evidence.
He never called.
He never called. He never wrote.
He never came here.
He never came here. The only time I knew that Murray knew a Marva Collins was when I saw it in the book. It's not so much what he said about me, because I do what I teach the children. I get even by succeeding and by having the children succeed.
We're living proof that her method works. Yeah. Has he ever been here? No.
He needs to take a
He just wrote a book, huh?
So he's just going to have to come and see it.
Right,
come on down.
We're extending it.
Come on down. That's right. Come on down.
Then, as now, the emphasis is on clear and lucid communication.
Quadrilateral.
Beginning in kindergarten.
Quadrilateral. Children, quadrilateral means a figure having 4 sides and 4 angles.
These 4- and 5-year-olds are students at Westside Prep's second campus on Chicago's South Side. The principal gave us a tour.
Class, can you say good morning to Mr. Safer?
Good morning, Mr. Safer.
If the face looks familiar, it's another former student of Marva Collins, her son Patrick.
Tell me something, Patrick. You're the boss now. And the last time I saw you, you were...
about the pupil.
You were one of them. I noticed there's a sign up there, and it says, your I will is more important than your IQ.
We try to get the children to at least make an attempt. And if they fail, but at least they have attempted. I think that children get into the I can't, and so much so that they brainwash themselves into thinking that they can't.
Let's open our readers then to the British Isles. Before we get started, who can tell us what the British Isles are? Richard in a big voice, sweetie.
The British Isles are England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales.
Very good.
Another familiar face. The teacher is a former student of Marva's, her daughter Cynthia. Her pupils range in age from 4-year-olds like Malcolm to 8-year-olds.
And what is that famous church in England that we know where the kings and queens are crowned and buried? Helen.
Westminster Abbey.
Very, very good, okay? Who was the queen who knighted a certain man for doing something that was chivalrous? Let's hear from LaPortia here.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Good, and what did he do for the queen?
He put down his cape for her to walk around.
Okay, very good.
When the queen was so pleased, she made Sir Walter Raleigh a knight.
Sean, who's 5, is Marva's grandson. Not surprising that he's an early reader. Many of these children come from middle-class backgrounds. For them, tuition is about $4,000 a year. The poor pay much less. For the poorest of the poor, Marva provides Wells Prep for free for residents of the Ida B. Wells Housing Project, home of Chicago's most lethal gang. Students are taken on a first-come, first-served basis. The methods are the same. No sports, no art, no recess, no nonsense, no self-pity. Plenty of Shakespeare.
I need an antagonist.
Tybalt.
Tybalt. Tybalt did what?
Mercutio.
Mercutio. Romeo's what?
Favorite.
Romeo was a what?
Montague.
Montague. And Juliet was a... Tanisha, I haven't heard from you this morning. What was the bit of rivalry between the Montagues and the Capulets?
Every time they see one another, they would start fighting.
Every time that they saw one another, they what?
Start fighting.
What stopped that bit of rivalry?
Funding for the Wells School comes from the Justice Department, a pilot project to see if education can beat drugs and crime.
Could you have got lost in the streets of the West Side?
Most definitely. Very easy. Very easy.
A lot of my friends who didn't go to Marva Collins around high school is where they got caught up in things, where school just wasn't their focus in life, and they just went their ways, be it gangs or whatever else they did outside of basketball.
What I got out of Westside the year that I was there, it helped me to stay out of trouble. It helped me to at least get some sort of direction as to where I should be going is versus where I shouldn't be going.
As evidence, the testimony of Marva's graduates may not be hard enough for Mr. Murray. So we went a step further and asked Dr. Guy Stewart, a professional statistician here in Chicago, to compare the 33 former students with their peers. He told us, statistically, 1 should have been murdered, at least 2 in prison, and 5 on welfare. Marva's graduates are all alive, none are in prison, and none are on welfare. Of those not at the reunion, a number, like Brian Gurley, are still in college. Most of the rest are working. Michael Singleton is a Chicago police officer. 2 others are corrections officers. Darius Daniels is the office manager of an insurance agency. 2 others are salesmen. Michael Ridley is a buyer in the restaurant business. Felisa Felder graduated from Loyola and works for a large brokerage house in Chicago. This January, she enters Loyola Law School. Where do you expect to be 10 years from now?
10 years from now, judge.
A law professor, actually. I said that I wanted my master's by 25, and I'm going to have my master's by 25, and then I'm going to be sitting in law school.
I would plan to be working with the Nation of Islam as far as dealing with agriculture and agribusiness.
You're studying agriculture now?
Yes.
I am going to have my own line of clothes. Not, I hope to. I am going to have my own line of clothes.
Married with my family, working hard in my church, and I'm opening my school. It's going to be very similar to this one.
And Erica Pace, she wants to open a long-term homeless shelter. Erica, once described as retarded, graduated from college last May, summa cum laude.